This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
You all ready for this?
This is a sham.
No.
Y'all, just stop. Get real.
Welcome to DBL. Do you guys know you're on?
Yeah, we're waiting. There was some malfeasance going on down here.
Talking about his dewy skin again. Welcome.
No, I said I have a couple pimples, which I don't really get, that look like Orion's belt.
Oh, I love Orion's belt.
And that's what I was explaining
I
to
love
Sam.
Orion's belt, the arrow.
Well, then you should like
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, it's the
Upper
belt
lip.
of the upper lip. Great. Well, welcome.
right.
It's Friday. We're going to get into it. Welcome to DBL. Let's talk Britney Spears. All right. She herself is speaking out after police and paramedics were called to her room at the Chateau Marmont in L.A. after she injured her ankle Wednesday night. Britney reportedly got into a fight with her boyfriend. Here it is, Paul Solis. She was seen outside with Paul and paramedics covered in a blanket and clutching a pillow. TMZ is reporting that people heard Britney screaming and sounding, quote, out of control. Britney is now reportedly back home and safe, and yesterday she posted this message on Instagram claiming the news about her was, quote, fake, that paramedics showed up at her room illegally, and that she felt completely harassed and is moving to Boston. Then last night she posted this video where she cried. She showed off her swollen ankle. She says she actually twisted it doing a leap in her hotel room, and in the caption she claimed her mom set her up. We don't know how, but that's what she's saying. And now we're learning Britney's mom, Lynn, was just seen arriving in Los Angeles, where she is, less than 24 hours after the incident. Sam, what's going on with Miss Britney? Just so you know, her divorce was finalized Thursday. This happened on Wednesday.
And she no longer has a conservator.
That's correct.
Listen, I've listened to her whole audiobook, and I know that she has a very contentious relationship with her mom and sister. I'm happy to see that her mom's arriving. I hope that doesn't add more fuel to the fire, given that they have a pretty traumatic history, those two. I will say we are watching someone in real time spiral mentally, and the gibberish in her posts, and I say this all respectfully as someone who also suffers from mental health issues, and I just hope that the right people will surround her and get her the help she needs, because she is surrounding herself, or I should say people are latching onto her that are pariahs and are taking advantage of her. And it's even though she's an adult, this is really difficult to watch, and she needs help.
It is. It's a sensitive thing because we're kind of seeing it happen unfold. What do you think, Al?
I was just going to say, one thing I try and do with this show is understand that we just don't do shows in a vacuum and they just go away. Like, these kind of stories and concepts linger. And this is really what we were talking about, sadly, with older folks, people with Alzheimer's.
Yes.
What happens immediately? Somebody jumps onto their account. There's some weird friend that's all of a sudden handling their financial affairs. We need to figure out as a society, if we're going to be functional, how to protect, because we have rules where, Sam, your daughter's here right now, she can't sign a contract. She can't do certain things because she's not of age, because we have decided that people of that age are not of sound mind to sign the contract. There has to be something on the other end, because we've seen people, whether it's old age or in the middle of life, where Britney is as healthy probably as anybody on this panel physically, but mentally she's not. So the fact that we can't protect her, yeah, I feel like it's a failure on us as a society, because I lived this for my entire youth. I lived those text messages. That's nothing to me. So the fact that people are having fun with this, it's when you're up close with it every day and you see what family members have to do when you're not famous, when you just got to be a mom and go downtown and go try and find your daughter. That's a different animal. And Jeff, until we figure this out, yes, there'll always be eyeballs because you're famous and kind of disintegrating, but shouldn't we fix this at some point?
I don't know who's having fun with it, to be honest with you, at this point, just where we are in society, you know, and the culture and things like that. I'm happy now we're at the point where you could say I think Britney Spears is mentally unstable. Even though I'm not a psychologist or anything, clinician or anything like that, I think we all know there's some mental problems going on. And if you look online, all the comments are, leave Britney alone, let her do her thing. someone needs to help her. I've said from the beginning, and I caught a lot of flack, like maybe the dad did have the best interests in mind when he came to Britney Spears. Maybe he did know best. Maybe he did do some things that they needed to break that conservatorship.
Right.
But someone needs to look after her. And when you say leave Britney alone, you don't just go to the Hotel Marmont and expect to be left alone. That's a famous spot on the Sunset Strip. People go there to party. Big celebrities go there. If you're ever in vacation on LA and you want to see a celebrity, go to Hotel Marmont.
Chateau Marmont.
Chateau Marmont. What is it?
Hotel Marmont. Yeah,
Hotel Marmont. Yeah. Chateau Marmont. John Belushi famously died there. A lot of parties and drugs. Look at the history there. I mean, so many things have happened there. So to say leave Britney alone, she puts herself in these situations. Now she's dating the maintenance man. I mean, her posts are just insane. She needs help, and I don't think anyone's taking advantage of her or laughing at her.
Right.
I mean, there are people taking advantage of her, but I don't think anyone's laughing at her. But I'm glad we could call it out now and say it is what it is, and she needs some help.
Do you
It is a step.
Do you still think there are people saying leave Britney alone, or has there been a shift where we're seeing Britney and we're understanding, and I never wanted her to not have a financial conservator. I just wanted her away from
father.
I think get away from Jamie.
Right, but again, if you listen to her audiobook, and that's one side of the story, there's always two sides of the story, and then there's the truth. But according to her, her dad was never there,
right,
and dealt with alcohol problems and was not a good guy, according to her. And so for him to come out of the woodworks, to Al's point, and all of a sudden manage her career and her finances, and then have these really harsh stipulations on her, that's where the Free Britney movement came from.
Exactly.
So that's all I'll say.
Okay, great. Well, these latest headlines about Britney have some people wondering about her rumored boyfriend, Paul Solis. So Britney reportedly met Paul when he was hired to do maintenance under her home back in 2022. In the past, he's actually been in trouble with the law, from disturbing the peace to child endangerment. And in 2020, he served time in jail over firearms charges. It's not clear when they started dating, but Britney has reportedly met some of his kids. Again, just impulsive behavior that people aren't comfortable with. Child endangerment, he shouldn't be around anybody's kids.
Also super hypersexual. Again, I'm not a clinician, but following her in social media and listening to her audiobook, she's very hypersexual. That also, and she's also been open about her mental health issues. So this isn't us speculating. But I worry that, you know, her hypersexual behavior, randos, like it's just all of this is she's probably not aware that she's in dire need of help, and she probably thinks the people surrounding her are her friends. But I can tell you right now that it's not a beneficial, symbiotic, altruistic relationship.
Right. I hope Lynn gets some help. I hope they work it out, and I hope she gets some help. Coming up on DBL, Halle Berry fights menopause stigma on Capitol Hill, how she's advocating for funding to improve women's care. Plus, the U.S. Secretary of Education, Miguel Cardona, is talking with us all about the protests on college campuses and also arming teachers in Tennessee. Welcome back to DBL. Halle Berry was on the steps of the U.S. Capitol yesterday with a bipartisan group of female senators. She's pushing for legislation that would help fund research and education around menopause. Take a look.
I said, I'm in menopause! Okay? That is why I'm here doing this work, because it has to be destigmatized. The shame has to be taken out of menopause. We have to talk about this very normal part of our life that happens. Our doctors can't even say the word to us, let alone walk us through the journey. That's why I'm here. I'm here as a citizen of the United States, as a woman who is demanding that our government give us what we need, because we deserve it. We have been overlooked. We have been discarded for far too long.
All right, so let's talk about what Halle Berry is openly talking about. I do want to let you know the bill is backed by 17 senators, 3 Republicans, 13 Democrats, and 1 independent. I bet they all went through hot flashes, so it is bipartisan. They would authorize only $275 million, Sam. That would strengthen, expand federal research and all that. Not a lot.
I wonder what the budget was for impotence for men. I'm
For
serious.
Viagra.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
Like, here's the thing. When women go through menopause, I'm not there yet, but I feel like I'm perimenopause right now. You know, there's going to be things that happen to your libido, and I don't even know all the symptoms, but I'm trying to educate myself because I want to be prepared when it happens. And I know that we do everything under the sun to help make sure that men don't suffer from those issues, but it's time now for women to get the help that we need. So I'm really excited about this, and kudos to Halle Berry.
I completely agree with you. Just so you know, menopause is among the health conditions with the highest unmet need. It has enormous potential for innovative treatments, and we are always, women, substantially underrepresented in clinical trials. Do you know when we found out about heart attacks and we were like, your right arm, you clutch your heart? For women, it's different, but we didn't know because they didn't study women in the heart disease research.
Is it your left arm or your right arm when you're having a heart attack?
Your left arm, right? I thought.
Right?
Yeah.
Left?
Left
arm.
Yeah.
Well, for women, you're nauseous, your jaw can hurt, your back can hurt, you can get sweaty,
Completely different
diaphoretic.
symptoms.
We spoke to a
heart
woman
disease doctor.
That's right.
Yes.
I don't want to get off topic, but it's because they didn't even study women in this
Well, I mean,
trial.
not to get off topic, but same with autism. They didn't test girls for autism.
There you
Why
go.
would you? They're only
That's
51%
right,
of the population.
You're absolutely right, Al.
But yeah, I mean, it's weird that you brought up Viagra, Tori, because obviously they famously weren't looking for an ED cure. They was for heart medication, and a lot of people were saying my heart's not better, but something else is happening. And then they figured out this medication. So because we are under capitalism, Jeff, I'm wondering, is it just that they don't see any money?
Right.
In
Where
this?
we own the pocketbook. You know, women have them.
But
their
all
finger in the
women are going to
pocketbook.
go through menopause, so I would think
All
this
women.
would be
All
the
women.
big. If you could make the pill that makes it better,
Or the cream,
whatever,
yes.
whatever. Yeah, like I would just think that would be 10 times Viagra, because not
And
every man's.
if you want to talk like selflessly or selfishly, I should say, women are supposed to have really strong mood swings during menopause. So if you want to curb those mood swings, just saying, you know, you want to help the woman in your life.
Agreed.
Because it will affect you.
Happy
What
wife,
does that
happy
mean?
life.
Have sex?
No,
We have mood swings and lack of libido. So yeah, both. If you want to have sex and if you want to have a much more calmer atmosphere, her hormones are out of whack. So do you remember, like me when I was pregnant, your wife when you were pregnant? Multiply that, depending on the woman, times a number of numbers.
Really?
Yes.
That's what I'm learning in these books. So
I
if you
didn't know
want
it
to
was
curb
like
all that, we need help. Our hormones are going to be out of whack.
Jeff?
That's good for me.
What was he supposed to say
That's
after
why
that?
I went to him. That's why I went.
I'm just going to get in trouble either way. So.
Right. Please do research. We need it, and so do you. Coming up on DBL, we talked with the U.S. Secretary of Education about the hot topics impacting schools across the country, plus how you can show your appreciation for educators. That's coming up next. Welcome back. We all had that one teacher growing up who made a big difference in our lives, and educators around the country need our support and money. Earlier, we spoke with Secretary of Education Miguel Cardona about celebrating Teacher Appreciation Week and some hot-button topics. Take a look.
Please give him a round of applause, Secretary Cardona. Welcome back.
It's great to be back.
Well, I'm the daughter, sister, niece, friend of a lot of teachers, okay? And obviously our teachers work super hard. So how can we support educators in our communities?
Well, thank you for saying that and for acknowledging that. Look, everyone knows a teacher that is shaping the lives of children. I think the best way to support teachers is, number one, honor the profession and engage with them and let's treat them like the professionals that they are. I think for far too long we kind of expect more and more and more, and they're dealing with a lot of new things as the needs of our students get greater. I call it the ABCs of teaching. Let's provide agency for them and treat them like professionals, better working conditions, which means career opportunities, classrooms that are not 95 degrees in the summer and in June, and then C is competitive salaries. Right now, teachers make on average 24% less than people with similar degrees. Let's make sure that they're making a competitive salaries so they don't have to work a second job or drive on the weekends.
I never knew what to do to celebrate my teachers. So when you were a kid, how did you celebrate your teachers? Did you go old school with the apple? Like, what's going on?
Well, look, having been a teacher who've gotten gifts from students and families, it's special because it comes from the heart. So it really doesn't matter. But what I used to do, look, my mom's a great cook. A little bit of rice and beans go a long way, letting our teachers know we love them.
Dude, that would be
no
all
complaints.
Yeah,
yes.
not at all. All right, let's talk. It's so good to see you again, Secretary.
Don't steal what I said.
I'm taking them, and I stole it. All right, a pretty controversial bill was just passed in Tennessee to arm teachers. Explain to us what that will mean for classrooms, and if you want your personal take on the bill.
Look, I was a school principal when the massacre in Sandy Hook happened. I visited Uvalde. I've spoken to countless victims of senseless school violence. I really don't believe putting more guns in schools is the answer. I think our educators have enough to worry about and enough to do. Putting them in a position now where they're carrying guns to school. What happens if there's a substitute? Does that mean the school is less safe? At what point do we draw the line and say protecting our schools is an issue of a community and public safety? I'm not in favor of it at all. I think it's dangerous, and I think the more guns we have in our schools, the more opportunities for mistakes to happen.
Secretary Cardona, I want to push back a little bit, all due respect here, and this isn't a gotcha moment. My philosophy on this, and everyone on this panel disagrees with me, and I think a lot of people like yourself and at home do as well. But if we put into law that teachers that are willing and able could carry guns, even if they didn't, there was no gun in the school, wouldn't it kind of be like an air marshal to the children? Like, I don't know if there is a teacher in here armed or not. Just the thought of it could be a deterrent.
Yeah, no, I hear you. But look, my air marshals are not expected to teach math and to provide social emotional well-being. And the threat of it doesn't mean that the risk is not there. If someone who maybe is certified to carry a firearm is in school and makes a poor decision and an innocent child is killed, look, it's very dangerous territory. And I think it's an example of how we don't respect the profession. Educating our students is a tough job. I need my teachers to be getting trained on how to support students with different needs, not on how to aim so that they could be, protecting the school while they're also helping our students reach their potential. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't believe we should be providing protections in our schools and putting safeguards. In fact, we provided over $1 billion for those efforts. And I agree that we have to find common ground. I just don't think arming teachers is one of them.
Fair.
Good discussion.
We have about 30 seconds left, but I want to get this in. There's a great new initiative for teachers and loan forgiveness. Can you tell us about it?
$62 billion in debt forgiveness for those teachers who've been working over 10 years paying their loans. They deserve debt relief so that they could focus on their profession and buying a home. It's working. Let's support it. Studentaid.gov, PSLF. Fill it out if you're a teacher or a nurse and you're eligible.
It's always so great having you. Thank you for being here. DBL Nation Teacher Appreciation Week starts next Monday, and you can find more info at ed.gov. Thank you again, Secretary.
Always
we'll be right
a pleasure.
back.
Welcome back to DBL. You may be wondering what you can do now to make sure you have a healthy future. Well, it turns out doing things old school may help. Studies shown that taking the stairs instead of the elevator can help your joints on the road. And do you all ever take the stairs instead of the elevator? I take them in heels up here, just to get maybe a 5-calorie workout.
I always take the stairs. There's a 5-floor rule, maybe 3. Let's be honest, at elevation, but
It depends where I'm at. Sometimes it's scary to be in those stairwells by yourself as a woman. I'll be
that's smart.
honest.
Yeah.
You know, but I do prefer to take the stairs. But I also need to be, you know, vigilant.
Yeah.
No, you don't think so?
Well, how often are you in that situation?
I used to in LA all the time.
Okay, you haven't been there in 7 years.
Okay, I've said I used to. Remember? Did you hear me say used to?
Do you take the stairs?
I think
I'm not talking
Jeff
anymore.
needs to take the stairs.
Stairs, he's having
Downhill
a stare.
after that menopause.
He's having a stare down is what's happening. Whether you take the stairs
Sorry,
or
Jeff.
the elevator, Omega XL can help. It's a powerful joint support that's helped millions of consumers, and it's backed by 30 years of clinical research. Omega XL and proven benefits have transformed the lives of athletes, celebrities, and dedicated daily users. Call 1-800-814-6985 or visit OmegaXL.com for more information.
Halle Berry really struck a chord over here.
Yeah, we love
We
sharing
feel
your
really
comments.
empowered.
Yeah, we do.
All right, it's Friday. Let it loose.
Let it loose,
That's
he
what she
said, Tor.
Well, this is what Spurpus had to say about Al. Albert is rocking those Urkel glasses. You wear them well. Response?
Yeah, yes, I want to say
To
thank you, Spurpus. I meant to email you back. She sent me a.
I gave her your sign.
Remember, I was making fun of her fake Lake Tahoe,
Tahoe-Tessie.
Loch Ness monster.
Tahoe Tessie, get it right?
Yes, but it's a real one. And Spurpus sent me a T-shirt.
Yeah, 'cause
and
she's
said
from
it's-
Tahoe.
Yes, and said it's a real thing.
That says Tahoe
Yeah,
Tessie?
so shout out.
Oh my goodness.
Spurpus.
See, we do know our viewers.
Totally.
How cool is that?
Yes.
So I'm a size like large Spurpus if you want to also send.
Dude, she doesn't have an unlimited budget.
Oh, I thought that
Come
was what she was
on.
doing, like a fit her marketing.
Why
I'm
would
so
that? That's her
sorry.
whole life is sending out Tahoe Tessie T-shirts.
So sorry, I thought
quite
she
a
had-
niche.
She had a store in Tahoe. I apologize.
She does not have a store in Tahoe.
I'm very glad to know. Maybe start one. DBL's new every
Probably
day.
not.
We will see you same time, same place Monday. Y'all have a wonderful weekend. Be good to yourselves, all right? Bye, guys.